Frank Modoc's final resting place, here in the Quaker Cemetery in Portland. When he died, he was very sick with tuberculosis, and he knew he was dying. That's why he was desperate to get home to see his son, thousands of miles away from here. You see, he was just passing through Portland when he passed from this world, 131 years ago this week, on June 12, 1886. Frank Modoc was a Native American warrior of the Modoc tribe. For thousands of years, the Modoc people lived on the border of what's now Oregon and California. And when the Oregon Trail came through, it cut right across their land, bringing white settlers. In 1873, the U.S. government forced the Modoc off their land, not without a fight. When it was over, the feds hanged their leaders and shipped the rest to Oklahoma via train, stuffed into cattle cars. Once there, the Modoc were decimated by hunger, disease, and crooked swindlers sent by the government to help them. Life seemed hopeless, but Frank Modoc, the warrior, found comfort in Quaker missionaries and their message of peace and pacifism. In fact, he became the first Native American Quaker minister. He came to Maine in the 1880s to study at a seminary in Vassalboro. He wanted to become a missionary himself and travel back to his ancestral home in the West. But it wasn't to be. While he was here, he felt himself getting sicker with TB. There was no treatment back then. He decided to go back to Oklahoma to be with his son Elwood. His wife and his 2 other children were already dead. But he only got as far as Portland here. This is where he died at the age of 45, thousands of miles from his people and his family. The city Quakers buried him like one of their own. But in a cruel twist, his son died just 4 years later from the same disease. He was just 16. A decade ago, a woman came here from Oklahoma. She was Modoc's distant relative, and with her she brought some soil as she sprinkled it here on his grave. From this cemetery, she took a pine cone. She brought it back to Oklahoma and put it on his son's grave. That's as close as they're going to get to a reunion in this world.